I'm sorry, but I'm glad you did, the recruiter added. You brought down one of the biggest drug rings in Quahog. Above and beyond, Swanson. Joe shrugged modestly. I'm just like any other cop. My wife puts on my pants one leg at a time. The Fiona Shepherd mystery took a bizarre turn when Stewie and Brian, still in swapped bodies, uncovered a clue at the local public bathroom where the three men had died. My word, Penelope, you and I seem to have quite a lot in common, Stewie said, adopting a posh accent as he examined a suspicious hairpin. Do you actually use these? Brian, unimpressed, replied. Only when fear, spite, jealousy, and revenge demand. I bought that to kill the women from Sex and the City, but time seems to be doing it for me. Stewie cackled. You're wicked. Their investigation led them to a shady warehouse where they found a box labeled Back in Time box filled with costumes. What the hell, Quagmire, Peter said, popping out of nowhere. So basically, your job is just goofing off? Quagmire, who had somehow joined the mission, bristled. That's not true. I broke Gandalf in half. It's Dumbledore, Brian corrected, rolling his eyes. Screw you guys. Being a pilot is hard work. I was a Navy pilot, you jerks. Get the hell out of my cockpit. The warehouse turned out to be a front for a party bus operation run by none other than Rob Gronkowski, whose arrival in the number 87 van had sparked earlier panic. Oh God, please don't let that be our new neighbors, Lois had pleaded, but now they were face to face with the NFL star, who was inexplicably hosting a rave in the warehouse. You think you could take it once? Peter asked, eyeing Gronk's biceps. I mean, obviously, if you had to fight against 1,000,000 fourth graders, you'd lose. So, what's the real number of fourth graders you could take on? Gronk scratched his head. Let's say 100. That sounds reasonable. Peter laughed. No way, 100 and you're dead. The debate spiraled into absurdity, with Joe suggesting they arm themselves with schoolyard weapons. You could really mess up some kids with a chain from a swing, he said, grinning. As the investigation stalled, the Griffins returned to their domestic chaos. Chris was still jobless, lamenting his dishonorable discharge, still a euphemism, while Meg was dealing with her own drama, including a terminal diagnosis for her friend Jess. The cancer did not respond to treatment, the doctor said grimly. You've got approximately 2 weeks left to live. Lois, trying to comfort Jess, said, If there's anything I can do. Jess shook her head. You've been great. I'm just some woman who never got to have the career she wanted. Meanwhile, Peter was roped into a scheme to help Joe feel like a person by lifting him into a booth at the Clam. Quagmire, you do upper, I'll do lower, Peter said, and they hoisted Joe with all the grace of a drunken giraffe. Wow, thanks, guys, Joe said, only to realize they'd forgotten to secure his wheelchair. Uh-oh, Quagmire muttered as Joe slid to the floor. The lottery money was nearly gone, but Peter had one last harebrained idea, a Kickstarter to fund a fake movie to recoup their losses. People don't just donate money on Kickstarter, Brian warned. It has to go toward a project. Peter grinned. Then we'll say we're making a movie. Zach Braff has successfully kickstarted another movie. So why can't we? The campaign was a disaster, with backers demanding refunds after Peter spent the money on a giant inflatable snowman for the front lawn. The pump's broken, so you'll have to blow it up by mouth, Lois instructed. And while you're at it, move the house a little to the left. Peter groaned. Can I do some of that tomorrow? No, Lois snapped, because tomorrow we're volunteering at the homeless shelter. Peter's face fell. What does that have to do with Christmas? As the weeks passed, Quahog descended further into madness. Stewie's voice swap machine broke at a crucial moment, leaving Brian stuck in his body for days. Every device you've ever made has broken at some crucial juncture, Brian growled. This one won't, Stewie lied, just before the machine sparked and died. Peter, meanwhile, was banned from the Clam after a drunken rant about Rocky IV being altered so Drago wins. Those Rusky bastards changed the movie, he shouted, typing an angry email to Vladimir Putin. Dear Vladimir, this aggression will not stand. The email went unanswered, but Peter was convinced he'd made a difference. In a final twist, the Fiona Shepherd mystery was solved when she turned up alive, having faked her disappearance to escape her husband's obsession with bagpipes. He replaced my intestines with bagpipes, she sobbed, prompting Quagmire to quip, Want to give it a whirl? The town moved on, but the Griffins were unchanged, their lottery dreams reduced to a pile of fried chicken bones and a totaled Prius. "It's my car," Lois insisted when the tow truck driver called it her wife's. "Sorry, we saved your gender-fluid Eurocarrier," he said, handing her a purse. "There are plenty of closer gay cities, you big ape," she snapped, turning the situation into a fight. As the sun set on Quahog, Peter looked at his family and grinned. "Our lives are going to be so much better," he said, ignoring the smoldering wreckage of their latest escapades. Lois sighed, Stewie plotted, and Brian drank. In Quahog, that was just another Tuesday.